So today, we're diving into a massive new project in Brazil that's trying to solve one of the world's biggest energy challenges: how to clean up the heavy industries that our entire global economy really depends on. Let's get right into it.
All right, let's start with a really big question. Think about those enormous cargo ships. You know, the ones that move everything we buy across the oceans. They are the absolute backbone of global trade. But they, along with things like steel and cement making, are what we call a hard-to-abate sector. They're run on these heavy, super-polluting fuels, and figuring out how to power one of these giants without spewing carbon into the atmosphere, well, that's a huge, huge hurdle. So, how on earth do you do it?
Well, believe it or not, the answer is being engineered right now at a facility that's going to look just like this. This is the plan for the Hycom green ammonia plant down in southern Brazil. And this isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. It's a real-world, massive solution that's actually taking shape.
So what is this solution exactly? Well, it all comes down to a chemical compound that could become one of the most important fuels for our future: green ammonia.
Now, if you've never heard of it, the concept is actually pretty simple. Green ammonia is a fuel made from just three things: renewable energy, think wind or solar, water, and nitrogen from the air around us. That's it. No fossil fuels involved, which means zero carbon emissions.
The industry calls it a new energy vector. So what does that actually mean? The easiest way to think about it is like a rechargeable liquid battery. You can use cheap, clean energy in one part of the world to make ammonia, put it on a ship, send it anywhere you want, and then release that clean energy on the other side. Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work? I mean, how do you literally turn sunshine, water, and air into a powerful fuel? Let's take a look at the science. This diagram here pretty much lays out the whole shebang. On the left, you've got your starting ingredients: renewable power, water, and air. And on the right, you get your final product: green ammonia. It's a totally clean, self-contained loop. Let's just break that down into 4 simple steps. Step 1, you capture a ton of renewable energy. Step 2, you use that power to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. That's called electrolysis. Step 3, you pull nitrogen right out of the air. And finally, step 4, you combine that green hydrogen and that nitrogen to create green ammonia. Simple ingredients, but a pretty revolutionary result.
So why build this gigantic, expensive project in Brazil? Well, the answer really boils down to one thing: energy costs. Brazil has these incredible renewable resources, which gives it a huge advantage. It makes the most expensive part of the whole process, the energy itself, way cheaper than it would be in the US or Europe.
And the scale of this bet, it's just enormous. We're talking about a single project with an investment of $638 million. And it's designed to churn out 500,000 tons of green ammonia every single year. And to do all that, it's going to need a staggering 720 megawatt hours of clean energy every hour of every day. Having access to that much cheap, clean power is what makes this whole thing possible.
Okay, so you're making 500,000 tons of this stuff a year. Who's going to buy it all? This is where the story gets really interesting, because green ammonia actually serves 2 totally different but equally massive global markets.
On one side, you've got the traditional market: fertilizer. For decades, we've used ammonia to feed the world. Swapping fossil fuel-based ammonia for green ammonia helps clean up an existing $77 billion industry. Then on the other side, you have the future market, providing that zero-carbon fuel for the shipping industry we were just talking about. This chart shows you exactly why ammonia is such a great fuel for ships. It's all about energy density, basically how much punch you can pack into a small space. Just look for ammonia on the chart. See how it packs way more energy than lithium-ion batteries? That makes it a really practical choice for those long ocean voyages where every inch of space counts. And hey, this isn't just some fantasy for the future. The maritime industry is already committing to it. This chart shows the number of ships being built to run on ammonia. I mean, look at those numbers for bulk carriers and ammonia carriers. Dozens are already sailing or on order, and more are being announced all the time. The demand is building right now.
So what's pushing one of the world's oldest industries to suddenly adopt a brand new fuel? The answer is a really powerful catalyst that's changing the entire energy game: global policy. Just take a look at this timeline of European regulations. In 2025, new rules are coming that force ships to cut their greenhouse gas emissions. Then in 2026, a carbon border tax starts to phase in. And the big one, by 2030, the EU wants to import 10 million tons of renewable hydrogen and stuff made from it, like ammonia.
And here's the crucial part. These policies create guaranteed demand. It's not going to be a choice between a green fuel and a dirty one for much longer. Soon, it'll be a choice between using a green fuel or paying a really heavy carbon tax. This is a market that's literally being created by government mandate.
All right, so we've got the science, the location is perfect, and the market is taking shape. So let's look at the timeline for getting this plant actually built and running. This whole thing is moving surprisingly fast. Construction is set to kick off in 2026. They'll be getting all the equipment in place through 2028, and by 2029, the plant is scheduled to officially fire up and start producing ammonia. So this isn't some distant dream. It's right around the corner.
So let's just quickly recap the big takeaways here. First, green ammonia is becoming a key solution for cleaning up those really tough industries like shipping and farming. Second, it's made cleanly, from stuff we have in abundance. Third, places like Brazil are perfectly positioned to lead the charge because of their cheap, renewable energy. And finally, global rules are creating a huge, guaranteed market for this new fuel.
We've just walked through how a single pioneering plant in Brazil can help clean up farming, power global trade, and represents a massive investment in a green future. So it leaves you with a final question. If just one of these plants can do all that, what will a world full of them look like?